Grief is so hard, part 4. When our daughter was born, she suffered a severe brain injury at birth. She wasn't expected to live for many hours. We all gathered around her isolette in the NICU and had her baptized and held her and prayed for her. And it was a time, I can remember it so well. I mean, when I went into having contractions that morning, I was scheduled for a C-section later that day. And things just went crazy, went wrong. That's a whole other story as far as the malpractice, the lawsuit, that's another story. I'll get into that another time. But this sweet little baby, this sweet, beautiful little girl who had every odd against her, the mountain piled on top of her. She was deprived of oxygen for a very long time. I wasn't awake. The C-section was emergency, so I was put under general anesthesia. My husband was the one that, faced that horror all by himself. He watched them paddle her back to life for many, many minutes. They said that the CAT scan showed that she was completely brain dead, as they called it. I don't like that word, but they showed us the CAT scans. As a parent, you're like, we had tough decisions to face. They asked us what we wanted to do. It's like, what do you do? We were faced with taking her off the respirator. That decision is something no parent should ever have to do. And we had to do that twice in her life. When you're faced with that decision, you have this beautiful, gorgeous little baby. She was the most beautiful thing ever. Lots of dark hair, had a pink bow in her hair, but hooked up to every machine imaginable. And you're faced with this unimaginable decision. What do you do? I mean, what will people think? What will God think? What do you do? It's something that parents shouldn't have to do. No one should have to make that decision. So she was 6 hours old, and we just prayed about it. And it was like, Lord, if it's your will that this sweet, beautiful baby go home with you now, as hard as it'll be, we'll accept it. And if it's your will that she stays with us, we'll do everything in our power to ensure she has a wonderful life. So we took her off the respirator, and they brought her back to my room because they thought she was going to go to heaven immediately. But she had different plans. God had different plans. That night, they took her back to the NICU because she was still with us. And we got called down there in the middle of the night that her heart rate had dropped down very close to like the teens. So I went down there and they put her in my arms, and I remember rubbing her little cheek, and her heart rate started going up again. She knew that I was her mom and that I loved her, and that she just knew that love was strong. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little backstory there. So I'm going to read another excerpt today. It's called The Seed. There was no cry, no breath, just wires and silence. The world saw a fragile little girl, but God saw a warrior wrapped in grace. Where others saw limits, he planted purpose. Megan's life, though marked by struggle, was filled with a quiet strength that grew something sacred in everyone she met. Her presence softened hearts. Her laughter brightened rooms. Her eyes spoke when her voice could not. She didn't need words. Her life was the message. I used to ask why. Why is this happening to us? Why her? Why this path? But over time, I asked a different kind of why. Why were we chosen for such a holy gift? Why were we allowed the honor of witnessing miracles unfold in such quiet, powerful ways? Why did one small seed grow a forest of faith? She was planted in this world with love, tended by grace, and though she now blooms in heaven, her roots are still here, deep in our hearts. John 12:24 says, unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds. Loss is not the end of a story. It's the planting of something new. Through every tear, every ache, and every moment of longing, God is doing something eternal. The seed, this was a poem I wrote, and I put it in my book with this day. No breath, no life, no nothing. A life of strife, struggling, a wake-up call, a call from above. She won't fall. He is there to help her stand tall. Overcoming. He walks with her. He talks with her. He shows the rest of us through her. He reassures her he is the way. He made a promise to see her through all her days. He is the one, the only she will ever need. He is the one that planted the seed. Grief is hard. It's been 10 years now that our sweet little angel has been in heaven. I can't hold her. I don't smell her anymore. But I found joy in the pain. But it doesn't mean that every day's a good day. It doesn't mean that every day I wake up and, I miss her every single second of every day. But I had a choice to either live a life of unhappiness, knowing she would not want that. And I had other children and grandchildren and a wonderful husband and family. And I knew that my purpose after she was gone was to continue saying her name, ensuring she was never forgotten. I was fortunate enough to be on the city council. I was fortunate enough, blessed, another God moment. We redid a park in our city, and I ensured that it was completely accessible. When someone got out of their car, child, adult, from the time they got out of their car until the time they got back in it, they weren't sitting on the sidelines. They could access every single thing in that park like their able-bodied peers could. The playground was fully accessible. Child in a wheelchair could swing, get on the equipment, go around the entire park. The water fountains are accessible. Everything was accessible. And then to humble us even more, they erected a big, beautiful, beautiful plaque with butterflies, and they named the playground Meg's Place. So that will be there forever. Megan will always be remembered. And then I have my book, A Name in the Sand. Her name will always be out there. And that gives me such comfort knowing she'll never be forgotten, ever. I won't allow that. Her name will always be spoken. Her story will always be told. And I just want you to know that if you're struggling, it's okay. Some days are just tough. But I'm here. I'm praying for you. Every day I pray for the parents who have lost children, for those who are struggling in their grief. You're not alone. I'll be back tomorrow to do part 5? I don't know. I have to look, get a little older unless I have it written down. I don't remember a lot of stuff. But just know you're not alone, that I love you. Even though I don't know you, you're on this same journey as I am. So I see you. I hear you. I am you. I'll be back tomorrow.